Now, India has spent a significant amount of time buying its long-range air defense from Russia. But today, off the coast of Odisha, it tested a homegrown alternative for the very first time in flight. DRDO successfully conducted the maiden flight test of the Kusha long-range surface-to-air missile launched from APJ Abdul Kalam Island off Odisha's coast. Well, the test targeted an electronic simulation of a high-speed, high-altitude aerial threat. The missile successfully intercepted it. Defense Minister Rajnath Singh called it, and I quote, an important milestone in Indian defense research and development, end quote, highlighting, of course, a capability which is possessed only by a handful of nations. Now, of course, what exactly can this system handle? Let me progress to unveil that. Now, according to the Ministry of Defense, Kusha can neutralize a wide variety of aerial threats: fighter jets, missiles, unmanned aerial vehicles, and large enemy aircraft across a wide range and altitude envelope. Every component of the system, the missiles, radars, and command and control center, was developed entirely by DRDO laboratories and Indian industry partners. So then the question is, why did India need to build this at all? Well, we've officially called the Extended Range Air Defense System. Kusha exists to close a very specific gap, which is between India's medium-range Barak 8 missile, effective to roughly 80 kilometers, and the far more expensive long-range systems India currently imports, namely Russia's S-400 Triumph, approved by the Cabinet Committee on Security in 2022 and formalized through a 2023 procurement deal worth roughly 21,700 crore rupees. Now, Kusha has moved from paper architecture into demonstrated flight-proven hardware. For the engineering strategy behind it, Kusha is built around 3 interceptor variants, sharing one common kill vehicle, M1, with a range of roughly 150 kilometers. M2 is covering around 250 kilometers, and M3 then, the most advanced, targeting 350 to 400 kilometers. Now, that's actually a range matching Russia's own S-400 long-range interceptor. Now, Rajnath Singh added that Kusha's success, and I quote again, will also eliminate the import dependency for such systems, end quote. And here's actually a detail that's already drawing a lot of attention, which goes beyond India's own borders. Kusha's interceptor missiles are estimated to cost between 40 and 50 crore rupees per unit. Comparable Russian interceptors can exceed 100 crore rupees each. Now, nations across Africa, the Middle East, and Southeast Asia are reportedly watching this program very closely as a lower-cost alternative to premium Russian systems that also actually carry the risk of US sanctions under CAA-TCA. And here, of course, now comes the front page take. Now, India is stepping into a defense category only a handful of nations hold: an actual missile launched and intercepted, a simulated threat. The question I have for you is this now. Can Kusha scale from this single successful test to full operational deployment by its 2028-2030 target, or does the harder validation of the longer range M2 and M3 variants still kind of, are in the offing? Please do let us know what are your thoughts in the comments below. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Front Page by the IIM Network. Like, share, subscribe, and always remember, think AI, think AIM.